Hello, hello. 잠시 이야기해요.
Hello.
Can we talk about the misunderstanding we had yesterday?
What?
So we were in the car, she was driving, and I was just skipping through songs. And in the corner of her eye, she saw Mino Run Away. And I skipped it because I'm like, you know, she doesn't really vibe with YG artists. It's fine. And then she's like, Mino Run Away? I'm like, yeah, you know that song? She's like, yeah.
I have the album.
So I'm like, I'm surprised she has the album. She's surprised that I like the song. I'm like, okay, this is weird. But we were listening to XG's Mascara, so I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, I'll go back and we'll listen to it after.
Yeah.
So then we finished Mascara, and then I put Mino Run Away, and she's like,
that's not the song.
Wrong Run Away.
Wrong Run Away. Wrong Mino.
I'm like, oh, she's thinking of fucking Minho from Shiny. And I'm like, duh. Like, why would she? So she was surprised because, like, why
would you listen to Mino from Shiny?
And I'm like, why would you listen to Mino from fucking YG? So, yeah.
Oh.
And she didn't enjoy the song. I thought it was beautiful. The "Do man ga 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 ga."
We didn't listen to it.
I tried, but you were too busy laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a good opportunity to show her the beauty of the song, but she wasn't having it. So
I was still stuck of Mino from Shiny.
yeah. So that was our misunderstanding that we had. But yeah, hi, welcome to another episode of Kpop Cancelled. My name is Angelina.
My name is Audrey.
And let's get into it.
Okay, go.
So how have you been? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of personal stuff happened, and allergies are kicking in, so that's why I sound stuffy. But yeah.
What did you think of the last episode with Sherry?
Oh my god, she's so funny. Like she's yeah.
I love
her.
We love Sherry. It surprised me in the comments. I thought everyone would be so on board.
Yeah.
Like everyone is acting like they've never seen a toxic K-pop stan in their life. And they're acting so weird about it. I'm like, it's literally in the title. You guys are all acting like I don't have hordes and hordes of people in my comment section acting the same freaking way. So I'm baffled at some people thinking they're so much better than her, that they're not as delusional, not as toxic as her. I'm like, you guys are all the same. Are you kidding me?
We're all delusional.
Yeah. I mean, not me. I'm totally unbiased
for sure,
anything, but except for Wonyoung from IVE, but that's where I draw the line.
Oh, really?
Can we talk about my love for Wonyoung for a minute?
Let's go.
I haven't been the same since I discovered Jang Won-yeon from IVE. It's not that I hated her before. I think people are misunderstanding me. I just thought her performance with Issa of Strawberry Moon was questionable. Who didn't? You know, they were sitting down and lip syncing.
It was, and it's still questionable.
It's still questionable, but like I never said that I hated her. I did allude in a reel or a short before that I thought she was untalented because of that performance. But I mean, if you watch that performance, you're gonna have questions, you're gonna think certain things. I didn't think it wasn't that deep. I didn't think, oh my god, she's so untalented. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I think,
well, of course, if like you don't know IVE and you just see that performance, you won't go and see IVE because it would be like a bad first impression.
Yeah, definitely not the best first impression, but I think people are misunderstanding me, thinking that like I hated them before and I was so swayed by public opinion. There was no public opinion that swayed me. I saw the performance and I thought what I thought. I didn't think anything of that. I didn't think it any deeper than that. I just saw the performance and that's that. But I'm changed now and I would put my life on the line for her.
You're changed since when?
Oh, I don't know where to pinpoint when I fell in love with her.
Okay.
It must have been during the I Am era.
So recently.
Yeah, very recently. So that's my life update. I had a comment as well because, you know, we got canceled for saying that twice lip sync.
Yeah.
So in one of my videos, I said that it's so iconic that Wonyoung didn't even sing in that performance. I was being funny, first of all. Like, it wasn't too serious, but someone left a comment like Twice don't deserve performance of the year because they lip sync, according to me. But if Wonyoung lip syncs, then it's okay. Like they were trying to be mean to me. And I was like, come on. Neither of them are going to get performance of the year from us. What is your point? We love Twice. We love IVE. But if we're basing it off of lip sync performances, I'm not going to choose them for the performance of the year.
Well, who's the best lip syncer though?
Okay, well, I'm not saying IVE lip sync because they do sometimes. I mean, obviously.
Well, the Strawberry Moon is a lip sync performance.
Yes, but I mean, as a group.
Oh, okay.
They don't. It's sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Well, all K-pop groups do
literally.
lip sync.
Yeah. I just thought that comment was so funny because they're trying to like have a gotcha moment with me, being like, you literally said Twice lip sync and they don't deserve performance of the year, and now you're in love with Wonyoung. It's like two things can be true at once. I cannot choose someone for performance of the year because they're lip syncing and also love them unconditionally. So please.
Please.
So today we're going to talk about how K-pop has changed.
Okay.
Okay.
For lip syncing?
No, not necessarily. Just, overall how it's changed over the years and the treatment of idols and so on. There's a little mental health section. We're not going to get too deep into it because neither of us are mental health professionals, and I don't think that is safe or advisable for us to do.
Advisable, is it a word?
I think so. So it'll just be like surface level for the mental health stuff, but we can point out things we've noticed that have changed.
Yeah.
And that's the subject for today. And we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Am I ready?
Are you ready?
No, but let's go.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Well, I have a bunch of like key points that we can talk about.
Okay.
So don't think too hard.
Okay.
So the K-pop industry, just like any other industry, is always changing. We're always noticing differences. People sometimes say like you're stuck in the past if you want people to sing live. I don't know. I think the music should always have that live element to it. Like why go into music if you're not going to sing live?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think it's being stuck in the past. I think it's just an expectation. Like it's literally music. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel so gaslit all the time.
Yeah.
People are like, it's unreasonable for you to want live vocals or want.
Well,
Is it unreasonable? Leave it in the comments down below. Is it unreasonable to be a fan of music and want live vocals? I don't think so.
No, it's not. Like you want, it's part of the job. It's part, like if you're able to sing on the records, well, you're able to sing it live. And if not, well, there's a like controversy about our artists that it's not them who's singing. Like your mom brought it. I don't know which group, but like everybody thought
Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was them who were singing, but it was Ghost Singer in the backstages.
And Vanessa, our friend, actually brought it up. We have a group chat called the Tropical Girls. If you get the reference, let us know. But she brought up, what did she bring up? It was Lisa's Money.
Yeah.
She brought up this Reddit post where someone was like, it really bothers me that Lisa doesn't sing the pre-chorus to Money.
True.
So then it brought up the question of, is it like what are the lines of when you're producing a record of adding in parts where the singer can't sing it live?
Because it's too high or stuff.
Yeah, it's out of their range, it's too high, or it's just, it's edited to a point where it sounds good on the record, but you're not going to hear it live.
Like, which song is this from Twice? Is it I Can't Stop Me, where literally in the studio, I think it was Nayeon who was like laying on the floor trying to hit the note?
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure about
So
that.
if it's that hard to hit the note in the studio, of course they won't be able to do it live, or it will be like not the same
It
note.
won't be the same. That's probably why there's backup tracks to help you with
help
that,
them
for sure. I personally don't think it's a huge deal because I think Lisa's Money performance is fine. She just doesn't sing that part, and that's okay, but like she'll scream the parts that she needs to, It's part of a performance. I mean, it is really high for her, and she's singing, and so to me it's it's not necessarily like a trade-off, because I think the performance doesn't suffer from it. But I understand the point, like how far do we push it where an artist can't sing the song live? And I actually saw a recording session with Billie Eilish. And she said they record so many parts and they splice individual, like one note here from one note of another
to be
song
exactly perfect.
to be exactly perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying Billie Eilish, I've never seen a Billie Eilish performance to be honest, but it's interesting that you have to splice it from so many different takes to make it perfect. So then how does the live performance sound in comparison to that? If it is literally note by note being spliced together.
I've never seen Billie in shows, and like she's never been here.
On my birthday, she had like a no, it was in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
There was like a movie theater concert.
Yeah.
But that's it, I think.
Yeah, but I've saw like some lives from her shows on YouTube and stuff. And even if like they slice all the words to be perfect on the album, live it's imperfect, but for me it's the perfection of imperfection.
Yeah, again, Billie Eilish don't come from me. I've never seen her perform live, but it's just the thought itself was interesting to me, because if she's doing that, then of course other people are probably doing something similar where it's not going to be exactly the same. Like a lot of people are saying that I Am is way out of their range. They're not hitting the notes. They're straining a lot.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying the promotion so far.
I love it.
I think there was maybe 2 stages where they were lip syncing, but that's not. People think I'm such a monster.
They do like okay.
No, but
all groups do that, but they do like what 5 or 6 performances per day.
That's
all
the thing.
groups.
People think I'm a monster and that I want them to like strain themselves and all that jazz, but it doesn't bother me. Like I'm not thinking of those 2 lip sync stages out of like the 20 that they've done.
Yeah.
And thinking, oh my God, they really need to improve. Like I've just been enjoying it. It's just like I've watched all of them, so I remember some things here and there. But I don't want perfection. People accuse me of wanting perfection. I literally don't. Like I want to hear voice cracks. I want to hear it's sad because then it might result in them getting hate. So yeah. I don't want that part, but
yeah, now today it will be hate, but before it would be like praising.
Yeah.
Like I just remember Jaejun from JYJ now.
Yeah.
TVXQ back in the days when was always having like false notes. What is it?
I don't know what that, just not hitting his notes.
Yeah, like
voice
notes?
cracks.
Okay. Voice cracks and flat notes always on lives, and people were like, "Oh my God, it's so good," or they were funny and laughing of him, but he was laughing of himself on the stage.
I've mentioned that a lot of times, that there used to be compilations in second gen of mistakes, and it was really fun. And now it's hate trains. Yeah. Because remember Momo, we all remember Momo, who had the bad encore stage. Horrible. Everyone thought she shouldn't be in Twice anymore, or she should have never been in Twice to begin with, because how can you be an idol and not be able to sing? Yeah. I'm going to say one thing. Most idols can't fucking sing. Like, I respectfully. Obviously, there are people who are there because they've always wanted to be vocalists. Some people just want to be idols and they happen to get a vocalist position, but I don't know how to explain it.
I get what you're saying, because like having the classical training versus having the idol training isn't the same. Yeah. Like, I don't want to pinpoint people in comparison. Yeah. For example, Jungho, if you just listen to his voice, it's a classical training voice. Like he doesn't force himself when he hits sometimes, but it's easy when it hits the notes. It's really classical. Like he's in his own world when he sings, compared to all of the other guys in the group. And
we're not saying that they're not good singers.
They're not. I'm not saying that.
Don't twist
like,
her words.
Because my favorite one isn't like classically trained, and you can hear it.
You love San's voice.
I love San's voice. I love his cries and stuff. But maybe it's not the best techniques for like keeping his voice healthy for on a long time period.
That's the tricky thing though, because I've even heard people say Jongho is straining. Jongho doesn't have a good technique. So maybe nobody can win.
I'm not I'm not
win.
trained either, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's like there's the difference, and you can hear the difference in their techniques of them.
But we should really, when we hear voice cracks, when we hear bad stages, which there are, of course. And first of all, I do think encore stages are inherently awkward.
They are.
And there's very few groups that sound like exactly the same. And maybe that goes back to the issue of recording in a studio and it's not quite authentic, or I don't know. But why can't it be fun? I just want to just have fun, you know?
I remember I saw something about, if you watch closely, every time that there's like the encore stage, usually they don't have their in-ears, because if they have it, it's like disrespectful, because they know that they will win against the other one. We will win. It doesn't matter. So we'll keep our in-ear in our ears, so we can sing and hear them, hear ourselves. Oh my god, I'm stumbling today. What the fuck?
Cut it out.
But like, I can't speak today. What the fuck?
It's like
they shouldn't have it.
It's like a sign of being humble almost.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I don't think I'm gonna win. Let me just take this out.
We will take it out.
Yeah.
So when they do their encores, they don't hear themselves properly.
I know a lot of people said for Jimin's like crazy encore stage, that was getting a lot of. Did you hear about that? It was getting.
I didn't even saw it.
It was getting a lot of hate, and people they made the nickname Jimid.
Why mid?
Mid, like the term
middle.
Mid. That's so mid. It's not good. Jimid. But people were saying he was having problems with his in-ear, and so I don't really know.
So he had his in-ear.
I don't know. We'd have to fact check that, but who knows?
Interesting.
So yeah, the encore stage thing. I don't remember. Were there encore stages in second gen?
Yeah.
I can't remember for the life of me.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Should we look one up? Who should we look up? 21. 21 encore stage. We can't play too much of it anyways because we're going to get fucking slammed. Do You Love Me from 9 years ago? Come Back Home. Okay, let's skip and see. There's 1,000% a backtrack on that. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And Tongtung from M Black is on stage with Dara in this one. It's so cute. Oh yeah, 1,000% a backtrack on that.
Oh, SNSD encore stage.
Don't play too much of it.
No, I know. I'm trying to.
Put the singing part.
I wonder if I can't hear it.
I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't think back then there were nearly as many scandals related to encore stages as there are today.
No, it was just like, we won, it's fun, let's do a stage.
Yeah. And I feel idols look stressed as hell when
right
they
now,
win these days. They're just like, oh, like, shit.
The most recent encore I can remember that it was fun, it was Somi.
So yeah, and she like dropped her
she
trophy.
was eating like
a lemon
and then she broke her trophy and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that I can't remember any fun encore.
I know NMIXX were very much praised for their encore stage for Love Me Like This, because they sounded literally the same as their track essentially. But they've also, they're putting out dance practices with live vocals and all that jazz. So did ITZY. I feel like it's a very JYP thing to do. But for IVE's encore stage, originally everyone was really happy with it, but I posted a short about it and it's kind of going semi-viral. It has like 600,000 views now. And all the comments are like, my ears are bleeding. They sound horrible. I'm like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, they're singing. I don't know.
They sound great.
Yeah, we love IVE. Stand IVE. So one of the things I did want to mention is the trainee time. the period of being a trainee, I feel like historically it's been
It was
really long. You know, we have G-Dragon who trained for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And allegedly 5 of those years was under SM Entertainment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fun fact.
Huh.
Well, I'm always worried now because I feel like people will be like, it's not true. Or like, there's always someone who knows more than you.
Yeah.
But that's what I read.
Yeah.
That's what I read. I'm sorry if it's wrong. So then also Jihyo trained for apparently 10 years under JYP. How old was she? Like 5?
I think she was at 7.
Yeah.
She got in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she was
wild,
really
isn't
old.
it?
She was really young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica, Yuna, and Seulgi from SM trained for 7 years at the company. And then these days you have like these wild stories. Not that they didn't exist back then, but I feel like you really don't hear idols having trained 10 years anymore. You have like idols like Giselle who trained for like 10 months ish, or, you know, people who have trained for months, maybe a couple of years. And I feel like that has to do with the fact that you need to get it going. Like back then you could let things simmer for 10 years. These days you train for a couple years, debut, let's go. Like you need to do that to make money. Otherwise you're just wasting it for 10 years. You can't do that anymore, I don't think. I was thinking about this the other day for Garam. She trains and debuts with Le Sserafim, this group that's projected to be huge, you know, because obviously who are they under? Source Music, pretty big company because of Hive.
Yeah.
And then you have 2X Eyes on members in it and everything, like just such this big group. You have your dreams in front of you. You've done it. You've accomplished it. And then it gets taken from under you. I was thinking about that the other day, like how, like, what do? You're living in a dorm with these people.
Yeah, but is it?
No, but you're living in a dorm with these people and like, you have to pack. Like, what do they say to you? How do you get what's the consolation? Like, it must be so heartbreaking. And I don't know, I've never thought of that before, but it really broke my heart the other day. Like, just having your dream and then it's taken away.
Is it less heartbreaking for Garam, who had like a few months with Le Sserafim, versus Wano or Sujin from J-Idol?
That's the thing.
Wano was 7 years with the
all
group.
Those situations, like, if you just think about the details, or maybe I was just not sympathetic before, but I just thought about it the other day and I'm like, damn, just, do you ever think of that?
Of course.
Like, no, but like, just not, of course we all think about it, but just like, if they're in their dorm and they're packing, like, what do you say to them? Especially if maybe you don't know them that as well. Like if the Garam situation, just like, bye. I don't know, like, shit, that's so sad. I don't know.
It is.
I had my little epiphany. I'm not a very emotional person.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah. She can attest to that. So the next thing I want to talk about is kind of like, I guess it's kind of beauty standards.
Okay.
I don't think we need any trigger warnings or anything, but there used to be so many ab reveals. Do you remember?
There's still
not nearly as much.
No?
I feel like male idols were constantly shirtless. Every single member, like,
they always wear crop top now.
Was expected to have abs. No, it's not. When they wear a crop top, it's like a big deal. You know, like Kai wears a crop top, San wears a crop top. It's usually one member and it's a big deal.
Oh, I don't see it that way.
Well, did you listen to girl groups back in the day? I listened to boy groups back in the day. Do you guys remember Dalmatians ER? All of them.
That's wild.
You know that song?
No, but that's an old group for sure.
Yeah, they were all shirtless during those promotions. All 6-packs, all shirtless, every single one of them. Even to an extent, like BTS during their debut days, they had like this one dance practice that I'm remembering where they had to reveal their abs.
I remember
each and every one of them.
Yeah, I remember for Hero from Monsta X, they have a dance move where they pull up their shirt.
Yeah, I feel like today it's not as common, and thankfully it's not as common, because you have people like Zac Efron coming out saying that when they were at their buffest with the 6-pack, they were miserable, and it's really hard to maintain that and all that jazz. So I'm really happy now. But back in the day, I feel like it was really expected for everybody in the group to have a six-pack almost, because they were constantly revealing their abs. It was part of their fan service almost. You don't remember that? Or
No,
you don't agree?
I agree, but I disagree at the same time, because members are always teasing one another to lift the shirt without the other one knowing it.
But they don't.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
it's like more modest today almost.
No.
What do you mean no? They're like, how? In what world?
They just go and lift the shirt out of the nowhere, and the other one is like, what? Then they try to leave.
No, but think of a concept. If we think specifically ATs, you know, each member for a comeback almost would have like an ab reveal.
Yeah.
But it's not every single member.
No, but it's never the same one.
Yeah, so they're not
So they are all pressured to have the six-pack.
But not every single one of them at the... Okay, leave it down in the comments below. Do you remember second gen just being shirts off, abs galore all the time, compared to now where I feel like it is more modest? You can be like, no, I don't need a six-pack. I don't want a six-pack. It's not as pressured on you.
What I remember from second gen, it was always the same member who was shirtless. Always.
Example.
I don't know. Like, Jaejoon was always the one shirtless. BAP, was it Jungkook? Was always shirtless.
I don't think BAP
he was always removing his shirt from EXO. It was always Kai.
But on that note, actually, BAP, even Girls' Generation, I remember back then there was more, like, if an idol had a little bit of a tummy, it was major news, and everybody was body shaming them and posting
for the girls.
pictures.
Yeah.
No. Youngjae from BAP. During the Warrior debut stage or something, he did a move and his shirt lifted up.
And it was in a six-pack, so he was shamed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Girls' Generation, I forget which member it was, but they all had to wear the same outfit, the pink low-rise shorts
With the...
O. No, yeah, it was for
G?
O.
G or O?
For O. It was for O because it was those sporty outfits.
Okay.
And one of the members, was body shamed to hell because... it wasn't even, I don't even know how to say it. It wasn't even a stomach, but like they were fixated on her body.
They're still fixated.
Not as much though, because you can see what world are we living? We're living in two different worlds. I'm seeing things so differently.
Liz was fully fixated on.
I'm not saying people aren't getting fat shamed. I'm just saying the amount of it or the way it's done is so different.
I don't know.
Because we're not seeing people being like, oh, look at this, not even a little bit of a stomach, and we're going crazy over it. I see, I don't know how to say it, like tiny stomachs all the time, and it's not major news.
Okay.
But people, of course, still get fat shamed. It's just not
the
same.
They all get fat shamed or skinny shamed.
But it's not the same. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's not the same. When's the last time you saw a picture of someone's stomach that's literally not even quote unquote fat be major news?
Yuna.
From Girls' Generation.
No, from ITZY.
When
she was skinny shamed. They were
that's
all
not what
saying
we're
that she
talking
was
about.
But she just like, I don't know, Yuna, Lisa.
That's not what we're talking.
They're in a move and they're like, oh my god, look at her tummy, she's too skinny. Blah, blah, blah.
No, we're talking about fat shaming.
Okay.
And idols. I should pull it up.
Yeah,
the Youngjae situation.
Yeah.
Did you remember when he was fat shamed?
No.
I don't know where to go from here.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Back then, I feel like idols got fat shamed a lot more for a lot less.
Okay.
And these days, it's not that no one's getting fat shamed. Fat phobia is still well in here. It's just not to the same extent, I think.
Okay.
Skinny shaming is a whole other thing.
I don't know. It's just like, what's his name? Shindong from Super Junior. He was praised to be heavier and blah, blah, blah. And now, like, all the girls.
He was not praised.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely not. I'm a Shindong anti to my fucking core. I'm a Shindong anti to my fucking core, but he was absolutely fat shamed. And then he fat shamed on top of being fat shamed. So it was a whole fucking circle of fat shaming people who probably should keep their fucking mouths shut. But no, I mean, he still gets credit. I've met people who are so politically correct. They're really like against fat phobia and all that stuff. But when it comes to Shindong, they fucking let it loose and they do not give a shit and they're fat shaming him. I'm not kidding. So I really don't think he was praised for being fat, actually.
I just remember when they debuted and people were like, oh my God, I can't believe that SM let that guy debut.
That's negative. That's not
but
good. That's not a
praising,
good that's not a good comment to say to somebody. That's like, wow, you're literally so fat. How did SM even think of debuting you?
No, it was like, oh my God, SM is growing because they're letting that guy debut.
I don't agree with that, but
we're reading the same comments, not in the same from literally. The same point of view.
To me, that's really backhanded and negative, but if someone said that to me, I'd fucking cry. I'd just be like, excuse, I had a dream once. I had 3 separate dreams where I joined Blackpink as their 5th member.
the fifth member, the ghost
member.
That's
me, actually. And every single time I'm just like, oh my God, guys, like, are you sure you want me part of this group? Like, I'm so fat. Like, I just like, I don't want to be Blackpink's Shindong. That's really, that's not the life I want to live.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine? It's not, it wouldn't go over so well, is all I'm saying. I do not think he was very praised necessarily, and then his own comments definitely made him more of a hated figure, shall we say. So yeah, I just think the beauty standards are always so fucking brutal and so ridiculous and disgusting. I just think they've shifted in a way, and the backlash that we see is just a little different.
Oh yeah,
because I see a variety of body types now in K-pop, whereas before I feel like you had to be a specific way, and I feel like there's more variety, and that's great. Like
JYP telling to Jiho to lose weight because it was making her less quick. Lazy dancing. If you want to go there, I'm about to get fucking heated right now. If you want to go there, if you think being a little bit chubbier is making you slower at dancing, I don't think so.
No, I'm not. This isn't directed to you. This is directed to JYP himself. If you think being a little chubbier is making you slower at dancing, what do you think trigger warning starvation does to you?
Yeah.
Your brain capacity is lower, you're weaker, you're dizzier. Like, what? Don't give me that shit. You just want them to look appealing to you. It has nothing to, like, don't give me that shit. People give me that all the time in the comments. Like, well, no, if you're bigger, you can't dance as well. What are you gonna, with what energy are you going to perform well without eating? Tell me, because Momo used to talk about
ice cubes or something.
She talked in a V Live about how she thought she was literally going to die. How do you perform with no energy?
Yeah,
it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
That being said, so I feel like there was a lot of more abs galore back then, and girl groups were forced into a lot of sexy concepts back then.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of people coming out and saying from back then that they were forced into it, that they didn't feel comfortable doing it, but their companies were very persuasive, and so they had to do more sexy concepts that I guess culturally wasn't super accepted by their families or stuff like that.
Because it's still really a conservative country.
Yeah. So my theory is 2nd gen was written by the male gaze and 4th gen is written by the female gaze.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in 4th gen it's more directed to what women want. Would you agree with that? Because ab reveals and sexy concepts feel a lot more male gaze-y. Whereas today it just feels more free and
like you can compare Miss A with their sexy debut. What is it?
Oh, good girl, bad girl, good girl. Good
Yeah.
girl, bad girl.
Yeah.
Bad girl.
Yeah.
Good Good.
That one. So that was really sexy. And what would be the sexy version of that in fourth gen? Maybe nude?
Sexy concepts, even nude, I don't think is that sexy.
No, but it was like not controversial, but like eye-opening and a little teasing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you definitely see that shift from having so many sexy concepts. Everybody was doing sexy concepts.
I don't know what's the name of the group. It's a fourth gen group. I don't know if it's on and off, only one and off, or ONF. But the 61 with its libido where grabs the
only
pie.
One up. Yes. Yeah, that's why it was so shocking. If that came out 10 years ago, nobody would bat an eye to that.
It would just be a sexy concept.
Literally.
With all these sexy concepts.
When you get used to fourth gen, let's say I just became a fourth gen or a year ago.
Yeah.
And I'm super into fourth gen. If I go back and look at second gen,
oh boy,
it's a culture shock because you literally a chinoise Venus. They're literally they literally have girls like behind them touching them during the choreography, or like Hyunna's Bubble Pop. She's like, you know, grinding against a guy, and that was banned by the way for being too sexually explicit. So it's definitely a shock. And that's why I feel like second gen was written by the male gaze and fourth gen was written by the female gaze.
True.
It's like
Suicide
Squad. Harley Quinn, she was written by the male gaze, you know. But then in Birds of Prey, everyone said she was written by the female gaze. So I think there's definitely a difference with that.
I agree with that.
Because now we have Girl Crush, which isn't... I mean, that's the thing. Things can still be sexy. You can still find something super sexy, but it's just not as... maybe explicit as it used to be. Is it
because they're debuting younger? Like before it was like one member of the group who was...
They still forced them into these
but
weird
it was
concepts.
like one member. Now it's like 4 members of the group who are minors.
Yeah, well that's the thing. We're like evolving with the times, thank God. So we're taking into consideration that, you know, maybe wasn't a good idea. Yeah. Maybe it's not good to force these idols to do concepts that make them uncomfortable. And then from a purely monetary point of view, if you're a company and you're making these sexy concepts only for them to get banned on music shows,
it's not worth the money.
It's not worth it, which is a shitty reason to not do it. It's a shitty reason to step away from it. You should step away from it because it's just not okay to force people to do what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
But hey, if it worked, it worked. Because I feel like Hyuna got banned a few times. And what are you going to do? You can't perform on music shows. And I think even your music video can't be played. So that sucks.
That's no money for the company.
Exactly.
No view for the artist.
And it was mostly girl groups.
Yeah.
If you look at there's lists and lists of songs that were banned. It is mostly girl groups. So,
even if the boy groups was like worse.
Literally worse. I feel like Shinhwa's Venus didn't even get banned, but I would have to check that.
I don't remember.
So now we have kind of the mental health section of this video. If we filmed this like yesterday, I was just so mad. I had so much to fucking say to K-pop stans. K-pop stans.
Yeah.
Criticism doesn't equal hate.
No.
Some of you are just too stupid to recognize that. No, but seriously, some of you just can't recognize that.
Yeah.
Breathe. Calm down. Idols do get hate. I feel like anyone who is a public figure is going to get hate. You could post a video of the most innocent thing ever. Someone is going to leave a hate comment. It doesn't matter who you are. People just want to troll. People just want to hate on something. Sometimes people are genuinely ignorant and they just don't understand what's going on and they just leave a comment that doesn't make any sense, but it's still hateful. It's inevitable, and I feel like companies absolutely, they should be, and I think they are, not letting their idols read these comments. So if you see like an Instagram account of a specific idol, I highly doubt that they're just on there reading their comments.
Oh no, there's people behind who is monitoring the comments.
They should be. And if they're not, that is cruel, and that should not be a thing. Yeah,
I'd say that the worst case that could happen for them on Instagram, it's when they're live where there's no monitoring.
Yeah. But even then, a lot of times when we think an idol is like live streaming by themselves.
Oh no, there's like 30 people behind the camera.
There was this clip of ATEEZ where it looked like they were just like 2 or 3 members by themselves, and then they accidentally clicked the thing to turn the camera, and you just see the staff member holding up a sign through the door, like telling them what to do. So if anything, if they are reading comments, I would hope there's like support next to them, staff members, or somebody going through them. Because I do remember Hongjung once he was live, and I think he was reading comments about people saying Yeosang was ugly or something. Oh. And he was telling them like, well, stop saying that. So I think it's inevitable sometimes these things can pass through. Mm-hmm. But as a general thing, I feel like idols should stay far away from their comments. There are some Western celebrities who have said that they hire somebody. Well, they have someone to go through their comments and even reply to comments as them. Mm-hmm. And that should be standard. If your company's not doing that, that's fucked up.
Do you think it's because of, social media wasn't as popular before? No. But do you think it's because of that idols had a social media ban, or it's just for control?
What do you mean by that? What kind of ban? Because there's like a social.
They weren't able to have a social media, a personal account.
I think there's like a specific ban, like when you're a trainee, no social media, because it could come and bite you in the ass, and I think that makes sense. When you're an idol, I think they do have personal accounts.
They do, but it's not public. It's like a ghost account.
Yes, but because if you have a personal account, it's still a business account.
Yeah, it is.
If you look at Blackpink's social media,
oh my god,
it's a business account.
But it's literally
just for business.
Before it was a ban, like they weren't able to have a social account, and when they opened one, it's like if they were 5 years into their contract, they had a social account, or if they were leaving the company, they had a social account.
Well, it's now part of the contract.
Maybe.
Because it would be a business.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of new idols who have a public social account, or trainees who have a social account.
I'll bring this up. Tiara. They had fucking Twitter accounts. And then the whole bullying thing came up because, she subtweeted her and da-da-da-da-da. So it just causes a huge mess. So I would understand a company wouldn't want to have to deal with that at all.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't before, it wasn't because of mental health. It was more because they want to control the artist.
Yeah, but as social media got bigger and bigger, I absolutely believe mental health became a point in doing that as well. Because, no, idols should not be reading anything. That sounds like a very broad statement. They shouldn't be reading. They shouldn't
be aware of anything.
You know, if something big happens, I'm sure people tell them, of course. But just sitting there, it's horrible. I've done that before. I've looked myself up on Twitter, and it's just, it really hurts. It's horrible. Yeah. So, the next subject is the fact that idols can take breaks now. There are some idols who have literally performed on stage with neck braces.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Yeah. How? Okay. So we touched on this before, actually. Before, if an idol would faint on stage,
it was praise.
It was praise. Like, look at the dedication. They're really dedicating themselves to this art. These days, it's like, no, fuck this company. What are they doing? They're not taking care of their idols. So I actually found an article from back then.
Okay.
And I just want to read it to show how they spoke of it.
Okay.
So this is from Asian Junkie in 2016. Stellar's Kyung performed while wearing a neck brace at DMC Festival. For whatever reason, Kyung of Stellar was performing with a neck brace at their appearance at the DMC Festival 2016 yesterday. But why? Even if she's able to perform, it just looks terrible.
It does.
not even concerned about her health. No. It just looks terrible. I mean, mind you, they are saying, I feel uncomfortable watching the video because all I can think about is what the hell happened to her neck and if she's actually fine or not. But then the next paragraph says, we definitely know one thing, though. The entertainment Pascal is instilling determination levels in Stellar that Kim Kwang-soo would be jealous of. I don't think it was a choice.
It was an obligation.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume that she,
She was forced. She was like, if you're not going there, you're not getting paid. You'll have I don't know, no phone time or the worst thing that could happen at that time.
And it's understandable that some idols might genuinely still want to perform even if they're injured. Like Taehyun from Kepler.
Yeah.
She injured her ankle and she's still doing the Giddy promotions. Mm-hmm. She's just sitting on a chair to the side. And I can feel it. And she's doing the choreography with her hands. And like, she probably feels like such a nuisance, which is understandable. Like you trained for so long, or like you practiced for this comeback for so long.
Yeah.
Like you want to be there.
Like the 8 from 17, he broke his collarbone. Mm-hmm. And there was like the fan meeting Carrotland in Japan or something. Mm-hmm. He was there.
Or was it Scoops at the concert?
Yeah, for his mental health.
No. With the concert we went to. Or was it Jonghan?
Oh, yeah, he had a surgery for his
Which member was it?
It was Jonghan.
Jonghan, yeah. He was still doing it, even though we could see his brace and everything.
Yeah.
However, these days, I feel like it's a lot more common for idols to take breaks for their mental health.
Yeah, like
as well as physical health.
Yeah.
So Mingi, we know he left for like about a year due to anxiety.
Scoops did left for a year.
Mina from Twice.
Yeah.
Ray from
Ray just
from
left,
IVE. She was having heart palpitations, so she hasn't been promoting for I Am.
Oh, Hechan, he had heart palpitation too.
Jonghyun, but I've never heard of that before.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, no.
Oh my god, no. Didn't Mino from Shiny, I think it was during Lucifer promotions, he was on a chair to the side, and I just remember being like,
what is
I'm sure
happening?
he really, really wants to be there, but maybe just stay home. Because then you have idols who are like performing with neck braces. And
yeah.
No. But I think that's great. We've touched on that a couple of times throughout the podcast, that they can take breaks now for mental health reasons. Before, for physical reasons, even they wouldn't let them off the fucking stage.
No.
But now for mental health reasons, they can take breaks, and that's huge and amazing.
Yeah, it's sad that it had to go there.
Yes,
to be
absolutely.
allowed.
And actually, I have another article that we can go through. It is 10 times K-pop idols performed though they were injured. This is from Koreaboo.
Oh my god.
And it was
my best website.
And it was in 2020. And even in 2020, it says the dedications idol have is insane.
It's crazy though. Like we're in 2023? It's only 3 years old.
Yeah.
And
we're still thinking that it's
dedication.
Yeah, it's so dedicated. But I'm sure fans don't feel the same. I mean, of course it is dedication and everything, but we're very quick to rightfully condemn the company.
Is it dedication or brainwashing?
I think it's dedication.
They're so like conditioned to go on stage.
Put yourself in their position you This is your entire life. This is your dream, everything. You injure yourself, but you still want to be on stage. Like you have 5 other people, let's say, counting on you for paychecks to live, to survive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like it's a bit brainwashing. Yes, it's their dream, but it's like we need to be on the stage because we suffered so much to be there.
It's just capitalism.
It's
my mom, her whole life has done the same. She's
the same. Like,
she's cut her hand open and she's still continued working. Like she's gotten the worst injuries.
Yeah.
And she's like, if I leave to go to the hospital right now, I don't get a paycheck. Who's gonna pay rent? She's a single mother.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's perspective.
I've done the same, but it's not because of my paycheck. It's like I'm letting people down.
Exactly. But imagine if you had that paycheck on top of that, that's you need that paycheck. Like my mom's never ever taken a vacation in her life because she takes a week off. That's a week of pay that she's never going to get, like that she won't get. And she can't do that. It's just capitalism, unfortunately. So I don't think it's brainwashing. I just think normal people in their day-to-day lives do the same thing. Like I've heard so many stories in the States of people suffering with injuries because they can't afford to go to the doctor. So I think it's human nature to an maybe not human nature. It's capitalism. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But we have Daehui from AB6. He cut his ear while he was trying to adjust his earpiece.
I don't remember that. Like, I'm bleeding on stage. I'm out, guys. Like, ciao.
Yeah. Jungkook from BTS, his hand was seen bleeding during a performance of Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh, pretty fitting of the name of the song.
Literally. Taeyang from Big Bang. He ended up bashing his face with his microphone during a performance. Hongjoong. Yeah, I remember Hongjoong broke his tooth. Oh, his nose started bleeding profusely, but he continued with the performance.
That's dedication.
Oh. Mino from Winner. He performed with a neck brace too. He had a herniated disc.
Well, he can get paralyzed for life. And he's still performing on stage. No.
Kai from EXO. During a performance for Wolf, he was seen in constant pain throughout the performance. That was what, 2013-ish?
12, 13.
Woshu, woof. Oof. Ow.
Sarangeo.
Donghae from Super Junior. He, Korea, but what the fuck are these articles? Despite being injured, he found a way to simply be involved with the group. Where's the description? What happened? Soyeon from G-Friend, she rolled her ankle during a performance and was seen limping a bit throughout the performance.
It's crazy.
Taemin from SHINee. He was dealing with some leg cramps during a performance. He had noticeable limp throughout, which caused some concern from fans.
That's dehydration.
Dehydration?
Yeah. Dehydration.
So we have Kayung from Stellar, who performed. Oh my god. Wait. She got into a car accident.
And she still performed?
Which caused her to wear a neck brace.
No.
Damn.
No.
Seungyeon from Remember of Kara, she had to wear a cast on her arm. So arm things, I feel like it's not the biggest deal, right? Because you can just look silly with one arm and everything. But if you're in pain, obviously it changes things.
Like if it's your collarbone or your elbow, it's painful. But if it's like just like you broke it's still painful. But when you have a cast, it's not moving, it's not painful as much.
Yeah. So that's the list I found. Maybe not the best list. But
I just remember like panic attacks and fainting on stage and like being not oriented on stage and almost falling off. And
well, that's the thing. If we go all the way back, trigger warning, to start starving your idols, you get dizzy. You can't fucking walk right. What do you think is gonna happen? So I have a couple more things before we end the podcast. So I feel like boy groups did a lot more cute concepts back then.
True.
If we think of Boyfriend's Boyfriend.
Balloon from
Nana your
TVXQ.
boyfriend. Nana your girlfriend. Do you remember that song?
No.
You need to listen to Boyfriend. Their group name's literally Boyfriend.
Yeah.
And the title track is literally Boyfriend. And then after that, they came out with Janice.
Oh, I remember Janice.
Yeah. So they really switched it up on us. And there was twins in that group.
Yeah.
So also Zia's Here I Am. Here I am. Here I am. You don't know.
No.
Oh.
No.
But yeah, I definitely think there was a lot more cute concepts. I miss boy group cute concepts. I see them pop up every now and then, but like anything, girl crush, boy crush are really popular. So even sexy concepts for boy groups are not nearly as much.
No, it's not as much now.
They used to have like the cutout shirts and cutout blazers and crazy styling, and it's a little boring now. Just a little bit.
It's all the same everywhere. I don't know. It's
the biggest thing. Music videos used to have storylines.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're gone.
10 minutes music video.
What happened to fourth gen storylines? They're just gone.
It's there, but it's really subtle, and you need to like focus on it.
You sound like a fourth gen stan right now.
No, but it's true.
When I say there's no storyline, you're like, actually?
No, but it's not like, okay, a second gen music video, it was like, it's a storyline in capital letters. Like, you can just blink an eye and you follow the story even.
Big Bang Haru Haru?
Yeah, Big Bang Haru Haru.
This is War by M Black? You don't know
BAP One Shot, BAP Skydive.
JYJ in Heaven.
Yeah. what other songs? I don't know.
It's more symbolic than anything. There's not like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
There's no conclusion.
No,
It's just like it makes sense.
It's just it's not a storyline in my opinion. It's just but I get what you mean. If there is like a little bit of a storyline, it's not that developed.
No, it's not developed.
So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And then maybe you won't know about this, but second gen had a lot more stalker concepts.
Oh yeah.
Kanmi Young's crazy.
Girls' Generation Lionheart. Is it Lionheart?
Really? I don't remember any stalker concept from them. Keep thinking about it, but we also have Crazy by Song Ji-yeon featuring Bang Young-guk.
Oh yeah.
There's literally 2 music videos for that, both featuring him as a crazy stalker.
Yeah.
And then Epic High's Fan.
Oh true.
You are Mr. I don't remember.
Does Red Velvet Peekaboo
I don't
work?
think so. I don't think that counts as a stalker
It's
concept.
not stalker.
It's really like obsessive, like actually stalking someone. Like in Kanmi Young's Crazy, literally, what's his name? Lee Jun from M Black is in there.
Okay.
I think she has him in a fucking closet tied up, like, and she forces him to marry her, and she's like really like obsessive over him. And then in Crazy by Bang Young-guk and Song Ji-yeon, he literally has pictures of her and is following her.
Yeah.
And then in Epic's High Span, she literally kidnaps him and puts him in a washing machine and wants to shoot him to outer space, because if she can't have him, no one can. So those are gone. Maybe rightfully so.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so unhealthy.
It's so unhealthy, and I will admit there were so many fanfics about it.
True.
So many weird fanfics about these songs in particular, as Going Crazy by Bang Young-guk especially. I won't say more than that. Not that I've read any, but so other things are just like random things like dance covers, dance tutorials, ability to stream, and ability to have translations.
Yeah.
I remember for dance tutorials specifically, there was this one girl on Dom Cafe or something. She would upload tutorials, and then someone would take those tutorials and upload them to YouTube. But back then in YouTube, you couldn't have videos over 10 minutes long.
Oh, so it was part 1, 2, and 3?
Sometimes it'd be part 1, then only part 3 and 4, because part 2 was gone or something. So you would just be left not knowing part of the song.
Yeah.
But she was the only one. There was absolutely nobody else doing tutorials except for that one girl who got her content stolen and re-uploaded on YouTube. Literally. And now if I look up Blackpink Pink Venom tutorial,
there's like 100.
So many.
And now it's like the mirrored inverted version. It's like the slow motion version.
Any kind of tutorial that you want.
Yeah.
Our girl from Dom Cafe, she would stand in front of a mirror and she would do a couple moves, and then she would slow it down and then do it fast. She was literally the only one doing it. There was dance covers for sure, but I remember I wanted to learn Bad Girl by Girls' Generation. I went online, found a fan cam, a concert fan cam, because there weren't any fan cams either, like on music shows. Absolutely no music show fan cams. Downloaded it using a sketchy website. Put it on my movie thing. It was on Windows. What is the Windows one called?
iMovie? No, it was a movie player.
Windows Movie Editor. Anyways, and then I would mirror that, and it was such shitty fan cam footage, and I would try to learn it based off that. And some people would actually take the music shows, splice them together so you could get an idea of what the full choreography looked like, because they wouldn't upload dance practices. So I think that's really interesting.
I think the first group who did dance practices was SHINee, you know?
SM, I remember their iconic
blue
cloud background. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for every song.
No.
Now you get 20 different dance
of the same song.
Close-up version, far version,
moving
Halloween
cam.
version, moving cam. Yeah.
I miss the Halloween version. They don't do it often now.
Well, maybe if they have a comeback during Halloween, they would probably do it. But then the ability to have translations, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because there was no subtitles back then. Absolutely
Nothing.
not. You would just kind of, that's why a lot of people just straight up learned Korean.
Yeah.
That's why I speak the amount of Korean I speak, because you just had to learn. You had to learn to read it. You had to learn to speak it. And there's not as much of a need now because everything is so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I had to go on a sketchy website to watch We Got Married.
Fans were translating things.
Yeah.
It wasn't professional. You couldn't go on Netflix and watch a drama. You had to go on a website that would eventually get shut down for copyright.
Mm-hmm.
And fans would literally translate entire dramas for you.
Viki, the website Viki.
Yeah.
It's fans who do.
But that's like a setup website.
Yeah.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Back then, it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
You would just, and it wasn't professionally translated either. So now, if you watch a Netflix K-drama and they say oppa, 언니, they don't they translate it to the character's name instead.
I don't
Back
like it.
then it was all, they would just
Oppa.
write oppa, 언니, you know?
It still bugs me though. Like, they're not saying the character's name. They're saying oppa.
It would be too much cultural
It's a
context
bit
to have
weird
to
to translate it like Big Brother or
So,
stuff.
Yeah.
Or it could just be like bro.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, I thought that was really interesting too.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else to add about how K-pop has changed?
I don't know. I kind of still miss the old K-pop, the community of the old K-pop, but it felt less toxic. But I'm pretty sure it was as toxic as it is now.
It probably felt less toxic because there was less people.
Yeah.
Now there's too many
much
people, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like the same amount of toxicity, but just
amplified.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I have anything to add.
Fair enough.
Do you?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video
With friends you don't have.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.